Alright, so in the last video I showed you the full disk encryption installation on this Libre-rooted X200. And in this video I want to go through a minimal desktop setup. So we're going to set up a user, we're going to install the minimal X11 or Xorg packages, and we're going to install, or rather compile, the core suckless program. So we're going to compile DWM, dmenu, and the ST terminal. Or rather ST from source, and yeah, I'm gonna show what packages that need to be installed for that. Alright, so first up we want to set up the user, so that is pretty simple. We can use the setup user script. So we need to enter a login name, then confirm the full name, or enter full name, then set the password. And we can also set an SSH key, but we're not going to do that. And that's it. Alright, so now we can log into the user, and if we enter who am I, we get the username. So that's pretty straightforward. Alright, but normally, like if you do something like that, what you really want is a user who has root access. So what we will do is we will apk add doas. We're gonna, of course, use doas and not bloated sudo. And we're gonna edit the doas config to include our user. Oh, you can't see that. I'll just do it, and what's it called? No pass, I think. Okay, so if we cat that, we see what I've just added, and that is this permit no pass nick, so my username. And if we now do as test, we see it works fine. Or do as ls, yeah. So great. All right, and if we now cd, we come into the home directory. All right, so far so good. Now we want to install the base Xorg packages, and for that there's also a script. It's called setup Xorg base. Wow. And yeah, we should call it with doas in front of it. And this is gonna pull all the X11 packages that you need for a minimal graphical setup. So yeah, it will install all the packages needed. So after that we can do start X. So we can call the command start X, or the program start X, and it will start a graphical user phase if we've specified something like DWM in the .xinitRC. And we'll do that after this is installed. So yeah. We also need to install some more packages, for example git, so we can git clone, or make, or gcc, and some others, some libraries. But yeah, we go through that right now. So if we now do start X, we could do that, but it doesn't do anything right now because we haven't installed a window manager. So let's do apk add git, make, and gcc, and we'll also let's do as, and we'll also add the packages g++, lib x11dev, lib xftdev, lib xinama dev, and ncurses. And I mean, I don't know these off the top of my head. I've looked them up in the Alpine wiki. So if you just search for Alpine DWM, there is a wiki entry where it tells you exactly which packages you need to install, which are these ones, to compile the suckless utilities from source. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to compile like the vanilla suckless utilities, of course. So no customizations or anything like that. Oh, and I've forgotten to install, because I've tried this once, and something that's not installed by default is set xkb map. So the program that you can use to set your keyboard layout in a graphical environment. and I don't remember what it's called, if it's just, but I'll search for it in a second. So let's do apk search set xkb map, I think. Oh yeah, okay, it's just xkb map. So we'll also add that because I'm not using standard QWERTY. Whoops. Add. Alright. Okay, so next up we'll clone the suckless stuff. So it's git.suckless.org/dwm. Then we also want dmenu and we want st. Alright, then we'll cd into dmenu, do doers, make, clean, install. Go into dmenu, do the same, and go into st and also do the same. So pretty straightforward. I mean, if you've ever done this, you know, it's just standard stuff. Alright, now we need to create a xinit rc, and we'll, oh, yeah, you can't see that again. Okay, we'll rather just echo exec dwm into this file. And now we can we can enter start x and it should work. No, it will not work because the the user we created is not actually part of the groups that he needs to be part of. So he should be part of, I think, video, audio, and input. And we can do that if we enter back to the root user. We can do add user, then the username, and then video, audio, and input. And this should work. Now we have to log out, log back in, and now we can do start x. Otherwise it would have given us a permission denied. Let's hit start x, or let's hit enter. And as you can see, maybe, let me zoom out. Yeah, alright. As you can see, we are now in DWM with all its default style. Alright, so if we now spawn a terminal with, I think it's, what's it called? Alt-Shift-Enter? Yeah. So it brings up this terminal and we can now do stuff here. Oh, for example, we can fix our key map, xkb map US Dvorak. Yeah, so hello. Yeah, great. And yeah, I mean, that's it. If we hit Alt-P, it brings up dmenu and we can start some program, for example, st. Yeah, and so on and so forth. So yeah, and from here on out you can do pretty much anything you want. So normally you'd now add, like, I don't know, the Ulster utils or Pulse Mix or Pipewire or whatnot, or install a browser and install a text editor and so on and so forth. So if you've ever set up a desktop Linux setup, yeah, you know what to do. And so I think this is pretty lean, pretty minimal. And I want to, yeah, experiment a bit with Alpine and see what I can do with it, and more importantly, how I can do stuff with it. And yeah, but so far I really like it. So for example, I want to show this apk add htop, do as apk add htop. And if we now call htop, we should move this to see. You see, there are not, like, if you do that, there are not a lot of processes. Like, not at all. Like, if I zoom in a bit, because the font's really small. So these things right here, these are just TTYs. Then there's a cron-d, then syslog-d, and SSH-d, which is not even needed. And then some network stuff for Ethernet 0 and USB 0. Oh no, this is the cron thing, I think. Cron-ed? I don't know. UDEV-d for, like, I think this is for hardware stuff. Then there is the login. Or the bin/login. We are just logged in. Then the whole xinit thing. And then DWM, ST, and bin/h. And then we have down here, we have our htop process. And that's it. Like, there's not a lot of stuff running here. And it's really, quite nice to have a setup that's that minimal. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll install Chromium and then all of the, 3.5 gigabytes of RAM and 4 gigabytes of swap will be full on this laptop. So yeah, we'll see. No, probably not. Maybe I'll try to install Surf. I've searched it in the package repositories, but couldn't find it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it. Minimal Alpine Linux desktop setup on the Sleepy Booted X200 here. I hope you found this useful somehow, and yeah, if you give Alpine a try, let me know what you think, or if you have used it already. So yeah, that's it, and have a nice day.